Hello. Here I am. This is me. This is me big. So feeling a bit purple rainy, a bit Prince, you know? Bit of the old purple rain with a bit of a boob wobble. Yeah, so what I'm gonna chat to you about today is in May time, COVID kind of hit the economy really hard. Companies, top 5 companies of the S&P 500, which I think make up 95% of the S&P 500. Amazon, Apple, etc. They would have been most affected because obviously they wouldn't have been able to carry on production as fast. Retail stores closed. Production lines had to follow policies. Yet, watch what I'm about to show you. If I go to TradingView and just bring up here, okay, we were going up. The economy was doing really well, and then news of COVID happened, and then we had this big dump. And I remember being in Spain at the time and making a load of money shorting it, using the only app which I could find on my phone, which was that robbing company. They ditched me a load of money. Closed the company down. Closed my trades down without me doing it. Plus 500. And yeah, so I was making loads of money. So I thought when I get home, I'm going to make even more money. So I made tens of thousands on the way home. Really, really excited that I'm making money during the economy while it's losing. Feeling quite greedy and like I'm some god from Wall Street. So when I got home, I decided to short, Italy and Spain, and problem is it was going up, and I was scratching my head thinking, I don't understand, how can the economy going up when all of the companies are going down the pan? And then it hit me. The reason why the companies are being given money by the banks, but where's this money from the banks coming from? Is it coming from taxpayers? Is it coming from slush funds that the governments have got in place for emergencies like this? And it's not. What's happening is the banks have got something called a license to print. So each country has its own bank. Obviously, the Bank of Ireland, Bank of England, Bank of America, etc. And what happens is they are allowed to print money. Just print it. I don't mean on paper. I mean on the computer, and send the money to companies to keep them afloat and keep them going. So this Apple stock here, this isn't Apple phones being sold and iPods being sold and earpods and all the rest of the gadgets and MacBook Pros and everything. That's not what all this is. This is just fake. This is just fake. It's just money that the government has allowed the bank to print off because Apple is so far up on the S&P 500. In fact, if I look along here, I think I've got SPY, which is just like a mini version of the S&P 500. Look, the top five companies of the S&P 500 make up 90%, 95% of all of the 500 top companies. So those top 5 companies, they're important. So for America to just give them money to keep them afloat during these trading wars while that was going off, imperative. But if they're just printing money from nothing, then it begs the question, how much is the dollar worth? I mean, would the dollar have bought you a Snickers bar or a Mars bar? Would it have bought you a can of Iron Brew? Yeah, probably. Probably. Would a pound have bought you a Red Bull or a Mars bar Duo? Yeah, probably. Now go to the garage today with your pound coin. You got a pound coin in your hand. You're feeling a little bit peckish and you fancy a Mars bar. You fancy something. Take your pound and go into your local garage station and try and buy yourself a chocolate bar. I bet they're over £1. And if they're not, they're going to be in a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Because the pound isn't what it was when the COVID hit here. If I get the ruler and look at just what percentage it went from when they started printing, we've lost 84% of the value of the dollar from the point of when COVID hit its trough. And then if we go from where it sort of started falling, I'll go from this point here. I mean, we had a bit of a we had the gap there. Let's go from the gap, and then go to where we are now. It's gone up 25%. The actual economy hasn't grown 25%. People are still out of work. People are still being furloughed. People still can't travel. With the lockdown still in place, we've still got red light countries we're not allowed to visit. We've got amber we're not allowed to visit. Tourism stopped. Yet the economy, according to the S&P 500, has gone up 60% since the bottom of COVID. Makes no sense. But it does make sense. Makes sense because the money has been printed off by the banks because of this license to print. And this is something that they don't teach you at school, but it is actually a fact. And it is one of the ways that the governments make money on you without you even knowing about it. You've got savings in your account. Let's say you've got £1,000 of savings in your account. Wood's gone up. Just bear that in mind. Just show what I've just said. Wood, apparently, I was speaking to a trade merchant the other day because I just bought a load of decking for the back of my house, and he said that in the last year, he said that the price of decking and wood and timber and everything has gone up 60%. It's gone up 60%. Has the wood changed? Is it like gold-plated wood now? Is there like gold rods running through it? Is it? It's the same, but it's gone up 60% in a year, and that's the reason why. Is because now you understand that they're printing money out of nothing, and the value of the pound, of the dollar, of the yen, of of all of it all goes down. So ask yourself, has your wages gone up? And if your wages have gone up, have they gone up 60%? So that you can buy the same amount of decking as you would have been able to a year ago. I bought a car about a year ago, and then I sold it. If I'd have held on to it now and then sold it, I'd have been able to get another £4,000 roughly, just because the pound is weaker. Therefore, you need more of them in order to sell them. It's not good. It's not good. But that's how the economy works. Now you understand that. I ask you a question. If you've got any money in the bank, what's the point in leaving it in there? If the value of the pound, the value of your dollar, is going down in appreciation, the banks are giving 0%. Well, at least in England, I think at the minute, it's 1% above base rate, or thereabouts. So, sorry, not 1% above base rate. It is at 1%. So, you're not going to get anything if you leave your money in the bank. All that's going to happen is your money becomes less worthful. It has less worth. You'll notice that I enjoy cryptocurrency, and there's something that I want to bring you up to speed on, and that is within cryptocurrency. It's not just Bitcoin and the black market and all of the bad press that cryptocurrency's got, and the volatility and everyone losing money, or your best mates managed to make 200 grand in 2 months. All this different stories and conflicting ideas that you hear. There's also within cryptocurrency world, there's something called a stable coin, which is tied to the dollar. So instead of having £1,000 of savings in your bank in dollars or pounds or whatever your currency is of your native country, you can buy this stable coin. So what's the difference in keeping your money in pounds or stable coin? Well, if you keep your money in stable coin on exchanges, when I use the word exchange, it's just another word for bank. If you leave your money in this exchange like Binance or Coinbase, these are highly regulated exchanges or banks. They offer 7, 8, 10% APY just on your stablecoin. So you don't need to do anything. You just sit there and just chill. While each month you're getting paid to have the money in your account. And then when you do want to go out and spend the money, at least you've got half a chance of your money being worth the same as what it was when you put your money in there. So that's my recommendation. If you want a tutorial and a step-by-step guide on how to put money into a stablecoin, then leave that down in a comment, and I will do a step-by-step guide on how to take your money from, say, a Barclays account in the UK, put it onto Binance, how to then buy a stablecoin, and then how to start making high interest gains on it without any risk of losing your money. Yeah, obviously the more net worth you have, I mean, if you've got £100,000 and you stick that in there and you're earning 10%, that's a lot of money. You're earning good money there by doing nothing. But if you've got £100,000 and you leave it in your account, £100,000 today might buy you a nice Maserati. But £100,000 in 5 years' time might buy you a Nissan Stanza. You know what I'm saying? So think about your money. Think about where it's going. Think about the banks printing off money to try and keep the economy afloat. Because the way that everything's going at the moment, things are going crazy. Things are absolutely going crazy. Mars bars will be £2. Cans of Coke will be £2.50. Houses that are 150 grand will be 350 grand. And a millionaire sounds great, doesn't it? Well, we'll all be millionaires very shortly, because the pound and the dollar won't have any value. I'm going to stop rabbiting on now. I'm sure that you get the idea. And listen, I'm just starting out on this YouTube channel. I've got no monetary value coming through from any of this. So all this is just a gift to everybody in the hope that I can build a community of like-minded people that are interested in the economy, interested in finding out how to grow from a point of view of having money work for you and therefore move forward. I'm currently in a hotel and working using my laptop and my phone as a modem, so it's not that great. But when I get back home and I'm hooked up to my broadband and I've got my proper monitors and my PC, I can make some decent videos for you. But I needed to stick something in, and I thought, why not just give a little bit of an explanation as to one type of form of money that the bank and the government are using, and why we've managed to bounce back on paper the way that we have, yet even though we're supposed to be really good according to this chart, why it is that you can't go into a store with a pound coin and buy yourself a Mars bar Duo anymore. That's the reason. Alright, so I'm going to turn around now. I'm going to get to my little OBS studio, and I'm going to press this button here, which I think will bring up a like and subscribe, because that's what I want you to do. The more likes and subscribes that I get, the better. And I'll also ask you to, if you've listened to the end of this video, I'll ask you to share with your friends, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna press stop recording and wish you all the best. Adios. See you guys.